Look at any established residential neighborhood. Beneath the architecture and the landscaping, a precise, predictable mathematical engine is running. This grid represents a standard farm of 4,000 homes. Long-term residential data shows that in any 2-year window, roughly 6% of these homes will naturally go on the market. That is 240 active listings generated by natural life events, regardless of broader market fluctuations. For a neighborhood farming system to be considered successful by industry benchmarks, a realtor must capture between 10 and 30% of that natural turnover. The point of failure for most agents is not a lack of effort, it is a lack of bandwidth. Capturing that precise market share requires relentless, multi-channel outreach deployed simultaneously across thousands of homeowners. A human agent's capacity often breaks under that volume. An agent can grind for 6 months, but the manual work is rarely sustainable. They are forced to manage 24/7 lead response because homeowners reply after business hours. They must juggle email, SMS, and direct mail, all while maintaining federal do not call compliance, where a single mistake can result in a $51,000 fine. Capturing market share in a neighborhood farm is a function of consistency. Relying on manual human execution to maintain that consistency is a structural flaw. Real estate professionals do not need more software tools to manage. They need a foundational business asset that functions independently. We are engineering a platform called the Listing Machine. It is a done-for-you AI operating system designed specifically for the managing broker who thinks in systems rather than tactics. The operational model is built on a relationship of absolute delegation. Dan Mellis builds the system. The AI runs it. The realtor gets the listing leads. Standard real estate technology is often fragmented, requiring the agent to manually stitch together databases and marketing platforms. The Listing Machine is a closed-loop, multi-agent autonomous system. It manages the entire lifecycle of a property record, from raw title data ingestion straight through to a warm conversation handoff. This infrastructure addresses the fundamental math of neighborhood farming by removing the human agent from the manual execution and follow-up process. The system is engineered across 5 sequential phases. This is the structural blueprint of the automated pipeline. Phase 1 is foundation setup. A dedicated CRM subaccount is built from scratch. The homeowner contact list is imported and audited, and the AI response handler is deployed and tested. Phase 2 is channel build-out. We establish a fully integrated presence across SMS with proper 10 DLC carrier registration, direct mail with trackable QR codes, social media, and email. Every channel routes directly back into this main pipeline. Phase 3 is the content and lead generation engine. Local market content, automated home valuation landing pages, and text-in keyword campaigns run continuously to capture and nurture leads without the realtor writing a single word. Phase 4 is the AI response handler. Every inbound reply is instantly caught by the AI, qualified with 3 precise questions, and immediately classified by urgency into hot, warm, or cold paths. Phase 5 is pipeline and follow-up. Contacts are enrolled in automated drip sequences matched to their readiness. Hot leads trigger real-time escalation alerts to both Dan Mellis and the realtor, and the entire farm undergoes a full data rescoring loop every 6 months. 10 pipeline steps, 0 manual follow-up. The agent's sole job is to show up for the meetings the system books. The engine driving this pipeline is not a single chatbot. It is a swarm of 6 autonomous agents working in parallel around the clock. The orchestrator acts as the master coordinator. It receives incoming triggers, delegates tasks to the rest of the swarm, and logs a permanent audit trail of every action taken. The scoring engine agent replaces guesswork with mathematical prediction. It processes every homeowner record through a strict weighted scoring model to determine their exact readiness to sell. The heaviest weights in this predictive model are financial and historical. Estimated equity drives 30% of the total score. Length of ownership drives 25%. Owner age over 65 accounts for 20%. Absentee ownership is 15%, and the loan-to-value ratio carries the final 10%. Because equity grows and life circumstances change, the scoring engine automatically reevaluates and rescores every contact in the database every 6 months. This continuous loop ensures that every subsequent action taken by the AI swarm is driven by highly prioritized, verified data. From there, the outreach generator takes over. It applies language model reasoning to craft highly personalized multi-channel copy, such as direct mail and SMS, using the specific equity and tenure variables calculated by the scoring engine. Before any of that outreach is deployed, it must pass through the compliance auditor. This agent acts as a failsafe. It meticulously scrubs every phone number against the National Do Not Call Registry, state registries, and internal suppression lists, re-scrubbing the entire database automatically every 30 days. The financial stakes are high. Federal fines for contacting a number on the Do Not Call list run up to $51,000 per call. The compliance auditor is engineered to eliminate that risk. When a homeowner eventually engages, the inbound handler takes the lead. This always-on agent has one exclusive mandate: listen for and catch incoming replies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Within seconds of a homeowner replying, the inbound handler qualifies them and routes them accordingly. If they are ready to sell, it fires a hot lead alert directly to the realtor and Dan Mellis simultaneously. Finally, the report generator compiles comprehensive weekly performance audits for the realtor and monthly summaries for Dan Mellis, maintaining total visibility over the pipeline. This integration of personalized generation, compliance scrubbing, and immediate response establishes a reliable process for capturing real estate leads that would otherwise be lost to human delay or oversight. Running a system of this magnitude requires physical infrastructure. The listing machine operates on 2 dedicated physical devices. The real-time inbound handler runs on a dedicated edge computing device. It is small enough to sit on a desk and draws less power than a 25-watt light bulb, operating reliably around the clock. The heavy computational lifting, the reasoning behind the lead scoring and outreach generation, is processed locally on a primary server running Apple's most powerful silicon. This hardware is owned and controlled entirely by Dan Mellis. Because this system is physically isolated and does not rely on a shared public cloud, we can offer an architectural guarantee. The homeowner data never leaves the system. Infrastructure like this is designed to operate on a multi-year horizon. Returning to the baseline math, an automated farm of 4,000 homes systematically processes the data to isolate roughly 800 highly scored hot leads over time. Based on documented industry benchmarks, capturing 10 to 30% of the natural turnover in that area yields a conservative 4 to 6 signed listings in 24 months. Realistically, the data suggests 8 to 12. And because neighborhood name recognition compounds mathematically, year 2 consistently outperforms year 1. Consistent outreach is the single variable that determines farming success, and an autonomous AI never loses consistency. For a broker opening new offices and recruiting talent, the listing machine functions as a primary driver for retention and a clear competitive advantage in the local market. This provides a structural reason for agents to join and remain with your brokerage. Every top-producing agent evaluating where to hang their license has a definitive reason to choose the office that guarantees their pipeline by providing access to future-facing infrastructure. The listing machine is in active engineering right now. It will be available November 2026 to a very small number of partners. But if you want to see exactly how Dan Mellis and Nexa Mortgage build foundational infrastructure for their realtor partners today, the AI Open House is available right now. The shift toward autonomous systems in neighborhood farming is already underway. The choice is whether your agents will be running the autonomous infrastructure or competing against the agents who are.